As a squeeze on oil supply sent prices of refined products even higher, the national average for gas in the United States hit $3.88. In western states, prices are also above the national average. California's average sat at about $5.70. The price of diesel, which is used to transport goods, was also up 23 cents from a month ago, at $4.57 a gallon. Other refined products like jet fuel have also been on the rise, and several airlines, including United Airlines, Delta, and American Airlines, sounded the alarm recently on lower profits and higher fuel costs. Higher energy costs are raising concerns of a negative impact on the broader economy at the time when the Federal Reserve is aiming to curb inflation. Fed officials are even expected to hold interest rates steady when they meet this week, but still keep doors open to one more rate hike this year. Energy prices, specifically gas, were the biggest culprit of August's hotter than expected CPI index. Now, the U.S. Department of Agriculture has revised SNAP maximum allotments, deductions, and income eligibility. Now, these adjustments are based on the COLA. And in 2024, the Food and Nutrition Service argument that the maximum allotment in shelter camps for most states and territories is actually in the United States. Now, for 48 states, the maximum allotments all saw increases, except for Hawaii, when it decreased by $35. Breaking it down, a monthly payment of $973 for a family of 4. It equates to approximately $8 per person a day. Experts say that it will be important to note that SNAP was never designed to cover all food expenses. According to the Urban Institute, a modestly priced meal cost $3.14 in the last quarter of 2022. Indiana will finish sending SNAP payments for September in 5 days, distributing food stamps to qualified low incomes. SNAP is also sent out to Indiana families, and also eligible Tennessee recipients will also continue to get the payments over the next 2 days before the program ends in September. Starting in August, certain Minnesota taxpayers began receiving the payments, and that's a $2 million rebate all across the state. Any person who has not received it can file a tax return and get the money. To qualify, married couples who file jointly must have an adjusted gross income of at least $150,000 or less.
This dinner gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Thanks for inviting me. Please have a seat if you have one. If you don't, come on up with me. Adriano, thanks for that introduction. Thank you to Nanette and the 42 members of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, a record number. Thanks also to the members of my cabinet who are here tonight. The most diverse cabinet in American history, including Secretary Brassard, Mr. Secretary, Secretary Cardona, Secretary Mayorkas, Small Business Administrator Isabel Guzman, an alum of this institution. I'm proud to have so many other alumni of this institution serving all across our administration. We have Alma Acosta, Executive Director of the Caucus for 5 years, as a member of my White House team. I especially want to thank a great leader, Tom Perez, my Director of Intergovernmental Affairs. Congratulations tonight, awardees, inclusive Sister Norma. Sister, I don't know where you are, but bless me, Father, but I have not sinned so far tonight. I want you to know, look, you're known as the Mother Teresa of Texas. And Sister, I know Sister Norma lives the lessons nuns taught me growing up. Lessons based on the Gospel of Matthew. Feed the hungry, care for the sick, welcome strangers. They echo what my dad taught me, and I mean this sincerely. My dad used to say, everyone is entitled to be treated with dignity and respect. The Congressional Black Caucus embodies all those values. Just think of the work we've done together on civil rights, labor rights, health care, education.
Monthly checks may be sent out this year, and many lawmakers in the House have just learned about to propose a bill that will restore the improved and expanded monthly child tax credit payments. It would cost billions of dollars and would send Americans relief checks every month. It already has provided bipartisan support, and also a group of House representatives have just introduced the American Families Act, which will actually be a bill that would make the previously expanded and improved monthly child tax credit permanent. And during the crisis, the American Rescue Plan Act provided relief for American families through a series of payments and credits. One of those was a supercharged version of the child tax credit. And beginning in July of 2021, the IRS began distributing nearly $93 billion in advance child tax credit payments to families. Those are paper checks or direct deposits that appeared each month. And the payments were equal to 50% of the child tax credit estimated to be families and available to the families. Based on information reported on their federal income tax return, eligible families who did not receive the advance payments or didn't receive enough can claim the full credit on their 2021 tax return during the tax filing season. Mailing the payments in monthly installments wasn't the only change, and the credit was also bigger and fully refundable to qualifying taxpayers, and it means that you could receive the advanced child tax credit payment even if you did not owe any taxes. It has reached more than 61 million children, and studies suggest that it made a tremendous impact. A 2022 paper from the American Medical Association noted that children in the United States are more likely to live in poverty than any other age group. Before the crisis, over 10 million children in the United States lived in poverty. One of the highest child poverty rates among high-income countries. About half of all children living in poverty are living in what's called extreme poverty, defined as a household with an annual income of $13,000 or less. Now, the move was met with enthusiasm to expand a bill that would help them out. There does appear to be bipartisan support for making changes to the child tax credit, and various proposals have been floated by the GOP senators. But so far, House Republican leaders are hoping to pass a rule to set up floor votes on a bill to constrain the government's ability to regulate gas stoves. But the lawmakers saw their efforts fail after the House Freedom Caucus members joined Democrats in opposing the rule. The final vote of the rule was 206-220. 8 Republicans opposed the rule. The 12th vote voted against the rule cast by House Majority Leader Stephen Scalise. So folks, I hope that President Biden can do more for the people in sending out stimulus payments.
Passport into the city, appreciate it very much. And I want to thank everyone in Rocky Mountain City Council, Nash County, Edgecombe County, and they're here today because we believe in you, all the students here. We're proud of you, and that's not hyperbole. Great things are ahead of you, and there are a lot of training you're going to be getting. But you know, Jill, my wife, has taught in community college now for some years, and she has her doctorate as a professor there. And she has an expression, she says that, you know, community colleges are the best kept secret in America. And then she goes on to say, and she's right, that any country that out-educates us will out-compete us. Any country that out-educates us will out-compete us.